up, everybody? We're back. Today we're talking about New York City Mayor De Blasio and the private sector mandate. Well, Mayor De Blasio had announced this week that there would be a statewide mandate for all private sector workers. Now, I'm trying my best to not put my personal feelings into this, but personally, I do not support the jab. I do not feel as if you do not want to take the jab, that you have to. I feel as if your body, you can do with what you've been and what you have done. We have had many diseases in this time, in this world, and many people have passed on and moved on and have decided and determined what they wanted to do with themselves medically. We have a situation here where we're dealing with a couple of different variants, Delta as well as Omicron. They don't want to tell you that the Omicron variant is much weaker than the Delta because they feel as if the hype with just telling you that there is a new variant is enough to scare you into actually getting the jab. I don't think that's fair either. Why don't you just explain to the people that the new variant that's out, it's not as strong as the Delta, but Delta's still killing people, still hospitalizing those with vaccines, and still it's very dangerous. If you tell people the truth, they won't feel as if there's something that you are hiding. People are not stupid. If people have information that we know and we're going to other sources to get this information, and it's telling us that the new variant isn't as strong as the past variant, why are you guys out here locking things down, making it much more difficult? And not only that, but you're trying to say that it's a situation of the unjabbed. It's also not true. Finding out that people that actually have been jabbed are still getting sick. This is a selective situation. There's no who's gonna and who's not. You can't put this on any specific situation or why something is happening or not. Even scientists have not been able to gauge exactly what's going on with this. The origination is still and has still been undetermined. Every time some new information comes out, a couple of months that go by, a lot of the times the information is rebutted or found out to be inaccurate. Many people have their own lives, their own decisions, and it's up to them what they want to do with their bodies. To the article. Mayor De Blasio, COVID-19 vaccine mandate for New York City. Employees, include the NYPD, has been blocked by a Manhattan court on Tuesday. Judge Frank Nervo in the Supreme Court of New York gave notice that the mandate was suspended pending a hearing scheduled for December the 14th. This is pretty difficult to understand because of the fact that De Blasio is not going to be our mayor anymore. After the 20th, he's out of here. So now he's implementing things, putting things into play. What is he thinking, that Eric Adams is just going to come in and keep these things going? Or maybe you're trying to throw a monkey wrench to make it a little more harder for the incoming administration. Seems like a possibility, don't you think? Luckily, Frank Nervo, the Supreme Court Justice, no. He said the mandate is suspended, pending a hearing scheduled for December the 14th. Your mandate was supposed to start December the 13th. That means that it's not going to happen. You have one more week in office after that to try to do whatever you're going to do. You better beg Mr. Adams and hope that he's going to try to keep this ridiculous mandate going on. Look, there's many other things that are going on in New York City, i.e. crime, i.e. no jobs, i.e. stop lying like we're all good in New York and there's not high crime and tons of shootings, tons of robberies, breaking and entries. We've even got numbskulls running around setting the Christmas tree on fire. Now you want to worry about things like this when all of us are being overly cautious? I understand that it's holiday season. It's Christmas time. Many people are going to congregate around each other, and it's a high probability for people to get sick, to catch the flu, to get colds, because we're indoors and we're around each other. But it's not the time to try to press and make it more difficult for individuals who are already in bad situations. For instance, restaurants, they're already having trouble getting people to come in. They're already having trouble trying to pay their employees. Now you want to impose this mandate? What's going to happen when they want to bring their children to come eat dinner? What's going to happen when it's cold and they can't eat at the outside setup that they've got and you have to come inside now to eat? Less and less people are going to visit these places. We're doing fine as long as we're wearing masks. I understand if you're going to go into a restaurant or a movie theater or somewhere with lots of people, everyone should possibly, yes, have that. But when you're trying to come to the private sector, when you're digging low and just trying to sift through all of the other, just bothering people and stuff and making it more difficult for people on the lower levels and in areas where they can't, provide for themselves, they say that the only ones that we're going to be exempt from this are people that work from home. What type of idiocy is this? And you're trying to do this on your way out. So you're not going to have to enforce all of this. When asked how it was going to be enforced, you turned and said, we'll be dealing with that in the upcoming weeks. You're going to do it. How are you going to do it when your last term is this month and we have a new incoming mayor? I just have to say I'm glad that you're leaving. I have to say that I feel that you've done absolutely nothing to help the city and the state of New York. You're just a sit-down politician that I'm just really glad that you're gone because you just didn't know what you were doing. I don't even think you knew your A from your elbow. You got behind things that made no sense, and now look at what you're doing now. I can't wait for Mr. Adams to come in, and I really hope that he doesn't adopt this idiocy policy that you came up with, trying to make all of the private sector people have to deal with this nonsense when we have other major issues going on. We can't get people you can't, oh boy, it's just so much. We've got shootings on the train, subway. We've got burning down of Christmas trees. We got police officers being shot at. You got Walgreens and all of those guys about to close their doors because everyone's going in there and just having a free-for-all. Madison Avenue, Fifth Avenue, breaking in the windows. You got school shootings. You got murder up 100%. They're not trying to put that out. But here we go trying to worry about the private sector of working people, working class people who are actually getting on fine. You didn't even input something where they could be tested. No, it was just straight jab, jab, jab. I gotta say, I'm really glad that you're leaving. I'm not sad to see you go. And if I could give you a boot in your keister as you left the governor's mansion, I would make sure it is a size 12.5 Timberland construction boot. Brand new out the box, nice and heavy with a thick sole, and I'm aiming directly for the anus hole, not the cheeks, because you need to feel some pain on your way out. It's your boy Bugatti NYC, and like I always tell y'all, I appreciate the fact that y'all came here, because you could have went anywhere else. But the fact that you came here, I appreciate you. Thank you. Until next time, subscribe, leave your comments. I understand I might get a lot of negative flack on this one, but hey, this is the way I feel. Welcome to Bugatti View. Get 'em! Also, check out the website for merch, www.medusausa.com. That's www.medusausa.net.